Boy, if I had $1 for every time somebody came back after practicing inside on a perfectly flat mat or a nicely groomed driving range, and they came back in and said, my God, I've been hitting it so good and I just went and played and I can't play on the golf course. I've never seen lies like that before. I'd be a very rich person. The reason why is when you practice all the time inside on perfect lies on a mat or a perfectly groomed driving range, very seldom are you going to get that exact lie all the time on the golf course. You're going to get uphill lies, downhill lies, side hill lies, bare lies, lies in rough. This is why I ask people whenever you're practicing to do what's called random practice. Go around and put yourself on different lies, different uphill, downhill, all sorts of crazy situations so you can practice them. Because when you get out on the golf course, you're going to encounter them. It's not going to be perfect everywhere. And that's the difference between becoming a range rat, as they call it, and being somebody who's able to play on a golf course. So vary your practice, do some stuff, and understand that when you have different lies on the golf course, don't panic. It's nothing to get all upset about. All you have to do is make some adjustments in your setup and just have a different concept on how you try to play those shots. Through practice, you'll be able to tackle it. Okay, when you come out on the golf course, it's inevitable that you're gonna come upon a time when your ball is on an uphill lie. I don't want you to panic. There's no need to panic here. We just have to adjust our approach to it and maybe change a couple things in our setup that will help us be successful with this shot. So let's think about this. When you come into a shot like this, we certainly want to make sure we don't stand with our shoulders like we would for a flat lie, because this places them into the hill. And then when you make a swing, and it could be a very good swing, it's going to hit right into the hill and you're going to hit it fat. So that's number one. Number two, you got to realize that this ball has a launching pad here. So when you hit it, it's going to go higher, which is going to cause it to go a little bit shorter. So you need to take that into account when you're choosing your club. So if this shot's normally an 8-iron, I'm just going to take a 7-iron. Not to mention, not having to swing so hard at it will keep you under control and help ensure some solid contact here. Okay, so now you're going to make some adjustments to your setup. So when you come into the ball right here, we're going to take our shoulders, hips, and knees, and we're going to put them in line with the slope here. This is going to help us swing along the slope. Now, I like to play the ball a little bit farther forward, which encourages an upward strike on the ball, as well as encourages me to swing along the slope. Easiest thing to do is when you get yourself in here and you got everything lined up with the slope, take some practice swings, see where the club's making contact with the ball, and then that's where you can play the ball. Okay, so you got your shoulders, hips, all in line with the slope here. Now, of course, when you do this, you're gonna feel your weight move to this right side pretty good. You might wanna adjust it by putting a little pressure over here. Now, I'm not saying to lean into the hill, I'm just saying try to balance it a little bit, because when you swing, you don't wanna go flying down that way, okay? So find your ball position, adjust your body to the slope so that you can swing along this slope. And then what you're going to do, and this may seem like it's going to be difficult, but trust me, you want to make sure you get over to your lead side. In other words, this will help encourage you to swing along the slope. The last thing you want to do is be falling back in this direction right here. It'll make it very difficult to make solid contact. So remember, you have more club because you allowed for it, because it's going to go higher. So let's make a nice controlled swing here, swinging along the slope and allowing for it to go a little bit higher. So that ball took off, went nice and high, didn't quite go as far as it normally would, but I allowed for that by the club I choose. Hey, look, do not panic when you see this. Just change your approach like I said. The biggest thing is that your shoulders and hips are aligned with the slope, because that will allow you to swing along the slope. Don't worry, you got this. You can do this.